Hey, welcome to 23 Degrees Sideways. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about the van. I haven't done an update for a couple of weeks. Things just happen in life. That actually happens to me a lot. Van was in and out of the shop, getting ready for all the things. We went through a whole emotional, psychological, mental process of doing things like, oh, maybe we're going to get a pop-up trailer and tow a trailer behind us to make campground living easier and everything and so on. And right back down to absolute minimalism, which we're still working on. Just because I have to deal with some paperwork and mail stuff that's really important. So we're just delayed a couple weeks on actually leaving. Idler belt or idler pulley belt, air conditioning undelete, new shocks on the front. I might do new shocks on the rear before we actually leave if I can get the money. That's actually the biggest problem right now is budgeting, because I wasn't planning on doing another month of a super expensive rent in the valley, and we did that. So, oops. That's about all there is on the van. The whole idea of the minimalism is just to keep it down. So we will eventually make the blinds for the windows, but that's stuff that we'll do on the road just because it's easier to do it on the road. It's the type of work that I find easier to just do when I'm out, when I'm not parked on a residential street. I don't know why. It makes me feel, I tend to feel more involved with the adventure if I'm doing the maintenance and improvements on the adventure instead of trying to make everything perfect before I leave, because then everything that isn't perfect becomes a frustration instead of a part of the adventure. I don't know. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. Plans are up in the air. We don't know exactly where we're going, how long, all of that stuff. There's a boat at the end of one part of the journey, and all of that is still continuing. I need to rationalize my web presence, simplify, expand, make it accessible. I also need to probably work on my video cohesiveness a little more, intelligibility. Like, what am I doing? Why would people watch this? All of that marketing stuff that I really, really suck at. That's what I need to work on. Need's a funny word. Everything's pretty chill. Part of it is spring. The season is in the air, and everything is growing and blooming, and sun and rain. We actually had rain in the desert, and surprising amounts. More than a normal monsoon season, which is really impressive. And, everything's going really well. Your body just wants to sing with it, and it's really cool. So it's a good time to move on with the project. We just have to actually make the jump. But that requires waiting on a little bit of paperwork and some stuff. So that's the van update, That's the van life update. That's the nomad update. We'll work on some of the woo stuff in the next video. This is just a short, sweet, condensed hello. Stay sideways.